Back here on the SportsMax Zone with news out of France, a midfielder for PSG's women's team, Aminata Diallo, has been arrested for allegedly hiring two men to attack her teammate, Chiara Hamraoui. Reports are that on the 4th of November, the 26-year-old drove her fellow French international teammate, Hamraoui, home after a club dinner. Upon arriving at the house, they were pounced upon by two masked men armed with iron bars. The men dragged the 31-year-old Hamraoui out of the vehicle. One of the men then repeatedly struck her legs with a weapon before fleeing the scene. Hamraoui, who plays the same position as Diallo, was taken to hospital where she was treated for injuries to her hands and legs. Those injuries caused her to miss PSG's Champions League game against Real Madrid. Diallo took her place in the starting lineup. PSG have issued the following statement. Paris Saint-Germain acknowledges that Aminata Diallo was remanded in police custody this morning by the Versailles SRPJ, that's the district police for the region of the city, as part of the proceedings initiated following an assault last Thursday evening against the club's players. Paris Saint-Germain condemns in the strongest possible terms the violence committed since the evening of Thursday, the 4th of November. The club has taken all the necessary measures to guarantee the health, the well-being and safety of its players. PSG is working closely with the Versailles SRPJ to shed light on the facts. The club is paying close attention to the progress of the proceedings and will study what action to take. But this is an alarming story coming out of the French capital, George and Mariah, and it takes us back, of course, to the Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan story many years ago with those figure skaters from the USA.
Yeah, and for me, I understand the rigors of being an athlete. Sport is very competitive. It's very, very difficult and whatnot. But I just can't come to terms. I thought about it, I've been saying it out loud. I still can't come to terms with what would possibly make one human being, worse yet your colleague, your teammate, actually come to the point where you physically try to hurt another player to ensure that you get a spot. I feel as if, that's just lack of humanity and any sort of conscience, whatever you want to call it.
So who hatched this plot? Lance spoke about Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding, for those fans of figure skating, women's figure skating, back in the day. That happened on January 6, 1994.
Yes. 94, yeah.
And so I'm wondering if the person who hatched the plot recalled that incident and said, you know what?
Was inspired by it.
Yeah, but they forgot the fact that everybody involved in that plot, except Harding, was jailed for their role in that plot. So I'm saying it is harebrained. You know what's funny? I actually watched the first half of that PSG Real Madrid game. It was a good game. PSG won 4-0. There was an own goal and Diallo was ordinary in the game, and I was saying that while watching. So I'm saying, of the midfielders, she kept giving the ball away, and she wasn't on the front foot like the others. The actual star in the first half for the PSG team that day was the Canadian Ashley Lawrence, who was brilliant. She wears number 12. She's a fantastic winger. She was the star. So I watched the first half of that game. But lo and behold, I'm realizing now that, had I the knowledge that I have now, I would have been looking at that game differently. You take your teammate's place in the team.
You enjoy it to the point.
You clearly you have designs perhaps on the national team place as well. And I just can't fathom how it is that you can put yourself in this situation. Perhaps it is that her defense will be that, my boyfriend pressured me into it, or my girlfriend pressured me into it. How things go these days, or somebody, my agent, hatched the plot and I was just a bystander. Look, I know enough to know. Never look at anything and say it's an open and shut case.
Yes.
I'm sure she will have an incredible defense to mount for how she got involved in this, and she would say she didn't know anything about it. She was just innocently driving home, and these thugs came out and took one teammate out and nearly killed her with lick. Yes. I left everybody go.
And
a midfielder like she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And listen, the fact that they would take metal bars and hit the other player and whatnot, George, that is senseless.
Yeah, but Mariah, that's why we said Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, because the two men actually used a metal bar. A 21-inch collapsible bar baton was used to pound Nancy Kerrigan in the knees.
So this equates to being a criminal, right? And you can be jailed for a lifetime. I'm asking. This is a real question.
Well, yes, because
but it's wounding and assault.
Yes.
Yeah,
so she can be jailed forever.
And for a long time. Well, for some time. If the prosecutors in France and the court in France is using the Kerrigan Harding issue as a test case. It was an FBI investigation. Also serious it was, Mariah.
Yes, it was.
FBI investigated it, and at the end of the day, they prosecuted everybody involved except Tonya Harding. So
Because they were both trying to make the team.
yes,
The figure skating team for the USA.
And Harding's shoelace broke and she didn't finish her skate, and Kerrigan won the silver medal. So
Yes.
you know, at the end of the day, all of what she schemed to achieve, she failed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that this is. I'm very keen to hear her defense.
Yes.
I'm not drawing any conclusions yet,
Yeah.
because I want to hear the defense.
Yeah.
But on the surface, this just seems silly.
Yeah, but you know what's painful about it? Silly, George. Silly is not the
This
word I'd
seems
use.
dangerous.
Yeah. What's painful about it for me is the fact that sport, part of what you use to sell sport, especially to youngsters, is the character building, you know, the development of teamwork and so on. So this runs completely contrary to what sport is all about.
Now I'm
it
wondering,
defeats all of what sport represents.
Now I'm wondering, you know, how PSG genuinely plays as a team, or what really happens in the dressing room. Because if this is the kind of mentality where you're going to kill your teammate, what really happens behind the scenes?
But
that's what it is, Lance.
Thankfully, based on what we know, it's not evident that it's a team mentality.
Yeah.
It's Diallo who's the problem.
No,
so
but what
it's
if
one bad egg.
but it now it brings the question:
Yeah.
what if there are others like her? You know, you have to ask.
Well, PSG would have to do an investigation to see if there have been things that have happened which
Yes.
have been borderline
That would heighten
suspicious.
suspicion.
You're
Yeah.
telling me that of the three of us,
Yeah.
we're hanging out every day and whatnot, and you'd be this malicious killer on the side. This is an example, just saying. And Lance and I would have not even a clue.
So why you couldn't say Lance was the vicious, malicious killer?
Well, obvious reasons.
Anyway, so here's the thing. Here's this thing now. You ask yourself, for those who want to know, Diallo is already you call her a journeywoman footballer. She's been off on loan on various. She came to PSG in 2016 from a fellow French first division side, Guingamp. 2016, so she's been there for we're in 2021 now, that's 5 years, but has not nailed down this spot. Hamraoui has played for Barcelona. She's played Barcelona Champions League football. I watched her a couple of seasons ago when they played Lyon in that final. And oh, by the way, I've been saying it here for a long time, women's football at that level is rather good. It's rather good. So I'm saying, based on what we know, Hamraoui is the superior player. Diallo clearly, Lance, this is what you remember. Sometime we were arguing on the set about competition for places at, I think it was Manchester United or some club. Lance was arguing that there is competition for places, and I was saying none. Well,
no, it
Lance,
was West Indies team.
West Indies team, right?
You
So
know,
this Lance proves that the competition for places at PSG is life or death. It's life or death.
Literally. But George, before we go, just one more thing, because obviously they're going to investigate and whatnot. Do you see any way that she can be seen as innocent, you know?
Of course.
And get
if she
away?
has the right lawyer, there are a couple of lawyers in Jamaica, I'd suggest that she could call for her defense.
We don't need you mounting a defense.
This is an easy one to get with. If she wants, she can. I'll take the case pro bono. She can pay me when we win.
You see why I said he was what I said he was? And I used the example.
I wonder what that defense would be.
Oh, Lance,
No, but this
thing,
is, you know, we're laughing here, George and Lance, and I guess we're laughing among ourselves based on the examples and whatnot, but this doesn't look good at all.
It's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Incredible
and
story.
It just seems unreal to me.
Yeah. Children, don't get ideas. Play for your place. If you don't get a place, continue training. Or go to another team.
Yeah, you'll definitely get
Simple
picked.
as that. Join another team.
Awful.
Are we breaking?
We're lost for words.
Yeah.
Are we breaking?
Break time.